This is the Abdul transmitting from San Antonio, Texas, and I want to thank you for turning on, tuning in, and dropping out into these digital airwaves. I am your highly humble host, Jamal Abdul Brown. The Abdul is a doctrine of radical reconstruction for those rebuilding their lives from addiction, inner collapse, and the ruins of a fraudulent self. If it ever cost you blood, it was never a principle. Let me make this plain. A principle that costs you nothing is not a principle. It is a preference with scripture on it. It is comfort with a halo. It is your favorite damn lie wearing dress clothes. And that is how a lot of people live. Not by truth, not by conscience, not by law. By appetite, by image, by loneliness, by lust, by fear. By the desperate need to stay comfortable inside a fraudulent self. Then they rename the fraud so they do not have to feel it. They call it cowardice, protecting my peace. They call compromise nuance. They call indulgence being honest about where I'm at. They call bondage authenticity. They call spiritual laziness healing. No, call it what it is. It is self-betrayal with soft language around it. It is decay with better publicists. It is a slow leak of the soul. And hear me carefully. Most people do not collapse in one dramatic moment. They collapse by permission. One permission, then another, then another. One lie they tolerate. One appetite they excuse. One habit they refuse to drag into the light. One secret they keep giving a second chance. One compromise they swear is temporary. That is how rot works. Quiet, incremental, reasonable. Until one day your life is out of alignment. Your conscience is weak. Your spirit is divided. And you do not even know when you have started to become somebody you cannot respect. That is the violence of self-deception. Unless you help destroy your own life while still narrating yourself as a sincere person. Unless you poison your own inner world while speaking the language of growth. Unless you kneel to appetite and still talk about freedom. That is why principle matters. Principle is not decoration. Principle is government. Principle is what says no when every weak part of you is screaming yes. It is a force that interrupts the impulse. The law that cuts across desire, the authority that tells you appetite, you do not get to rule here. That is what makes it real. Not that you can explain it, not that you can post about it, not that you can sound deep in a conversation. Her principle becomes real the moment it starts taking things from you. Your illusions, your excuses, your fake peace, your favorite appetite, your favorite person to sin with, your polished image, your right to keep lying to yourself. That is when the bill comes due. And most people do not want principle when the bill comes due. They want inspiration. They want atmosphere. They want a quote. They want language that makes them feel profound without requiring obedience. But truth is not interested in helping you feel profound. Truth came to kill what is false. Truth came with a knife. And it cuts off what you keep protecting. It cuts off what's making your soul cheap. It cuts through fantasy. It cuts through vanity. It cuts through performance. Cuts through the little private religion you built around your favorite weakness. And yes, that hurts like hell. Good. It should hurt. Because some pain is not destruction. Some pain is surgery. Some pain is what it feels like when the chains start breaking. Some pain is what it feels like when the false self starts losing oxygen. The pain is holy. You need to understand this. If your values never put your cravings under pressure, they are not values. If your beliefs never force a loss, they're not beliefs. If your convictions never make your flesh angry, they're probably just opinions you enjoy hearing yourself say. Real principle will bring you into conflict with your own lower nature. It will tell you to end the relationship, shut down the appetite, confess the lie, pay back what you owe, walk away from the room. Return to sobriety. Kill the excuse. Take the loneliness. Take the hit. Stand there clean without running back to filth for comfort. That's a principle. That is why reconstruction is severe, because ruin is severe, addiction is severe, collapse is severe, self-betrayal is severe, a divided soul is severe. A conscience you keep overriding becomes a graveyard. So no, the road back was never going to be made of slogans. It was never going to be mood lightning, therapy cliches, or polished little affirmations. The road back is narrower than that, harder than that, holier than that. It is built from confession, from renunciation, from discipline, from obedience, from repeated acts of truth when every part of you wants relief instead. That is how a man comes back, not from admiring the good by submitting to it, not by saying the right words, by bringing his life under judgment, by letting truth tear out what ruin taught him to protect. So do not tell me what you believe. Tell me what it cost you. Tell me what you buried. Tell me what you gave up. Tell me what you dragged into the light. Tell me what your principles would not let you keep. Tell me what they crucified. Because if your convictions have never made your false self bleed, then your convictions have probably never governed you. They only decorated. So here is the charge. Stop naming your values. Start paying for them. Let truth cost you sleep. Let conscience cost you pleasure. Let obedience cost you image. Let principle cost you appetite. Let the fire touch what you keep trying to save. And if what you call a principle has never demanded sacrifice, never demanded confession, never demanded the death of something false in you, then stop flattering yourself. That was never a principle. That was just your comfort trying to sound holier while keeping your hands clean of the hard shit truth requires. I'm Jamal Brown. Let it be so.